Okay, so good afternoon everyone. I am Jonalyn Sagilot.
And I am Anginit Omo.
And we are going to present about Jose Rizal and Philippine nationalism, Bayani and Kabayanihan. So I'll be starting the report. Okay, so first of all, before we engage with Jose Rizal and Philippine nationalism, we have to first dwell on the concept of Bayani and Kabayanihan. So the question here is, what does the word hero means to you? So hero by the definition of Merriam-Webster, it is a mythological or legendary figure which is often of divine descent, endowed with great strength or ability. So it is someone with a mythological or legendary figure. So usually we associate it with those characters of Marvel stories, right? Like of Superman, Batman, of Narda, and those characters in the movies. And it is also a person that is admired for achievements and noble qualities, one who shows great courage, and it is the central figure in an event, period, or movement. And sometimes it is also an object of extreme admiration and devotion, which is, in other words, they are called as idols. So this is the definition of the word hero in English. So, like this person, so we deem them as a hero, right? Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, and Narda. So that is the definition of the word hero in Merriam-Webster. However, if we are to translate hero in Tagalog, it's called bayani. So how do we define bayani in the Philippine context, right? So bayani is a mandirigma kung saan sila ay nangunguna sa pagtatanggol ng pamayanan laban sa mga kinahaharap na mga kaaway at mga panganib. So, ang bayani ay may parang sa atin mas deeper yung ibig sabihin kasi it comes from the word bayan, which means it is a nation. And bayani, which means mandirigma siya ng isang pamayan o ng isang bayan. So noon, may mga konsepto ng bayani noon na itong mga antas ng pagiging bayani ay mula kay Ricardo Nolasco. So ito ay hango sa kanyang pag-aaral na may mga antas ng pagiging bayani noong pre-colonial pa, nung hindi pa nasasakop ang ating bansa. So ang mga ito ay ang Maniklad, Hanagan, Kinabaon, Luto, at Lunugong. So ang Maniklad ay ito ay yung pinakamababang uri ng bayani, kung saan nakakapatay ito ng isa o dalawang kaaway. So kung tingnan natin yung konsepto ng pagiging bayani noon ay dapat may napatay kang tao or dapat niligtas mo yung bayan mo mula sa mga kaaway hango sa pagpatay ng mga kaaway. So, ang pagiging antas ng isang bayani noon ay nabibilang sa ilang tao ang pinatay mo. Kasi nga ang bansa natin noon ay mga mandirigma. Ang ikalawang antas ng pagiging bayani ay ang hanagan. Siya ay sumasailalim sa ritual na kung saan ay dapat siyang sapian ni Tagbusaw, ang Diyos ng pagkikidigma at kainin ang atay at puso ng mga kaaway. So si hanagan ay dapat, para maging kang isang hanagan ay dapat sumailalim ka sa ritual na kung saan ritual ito para kay Tagbusaw. Si Tagbusaw ay Diyos ng pagkikitigma noon. At kung tingnan natin dito ay dapat kainin niya ang atay at puso ng mga kaaway. So dito talaga natin na nakikita kung paano ba yung mga mandirigma natin noon. At ang pangatlo, ang kinabuan. Dapat nakapatay ng 20 hanggang 27 kaaway. At ang ikaapat ay ang luto, na nakapatay ng 50 hanggang 100 na kaaway, from 50 to 100 na kaaway. And lunugong. Ito yung pinakamataas na antas ng pagiging bayani kung saan siya ay paborito ni Tagbusaw. At naipakita niya ang kanyang katapangan sa pagkikipagdigma kung saan napatay niya ang kanyang kaaway sa sarili nitong tahanan. So, gaya na nasabi ko kanina, ang antas o pagiging bayani ng mga ninuno natin noon ay kung ilan yung mga napatay nilang mga kaaway. Dahil noon ay maraming mga pag-aaway time na nangyayari yung paglulusob ng mga bayan. At nung dumating ang mga Espanyol, medyo nabago na yung mga konsepto natin ng paano ba natin dinidefine ang isang bayani. So we have here the concept of the modern heroes, no? So it says here that being called a hero does not require sacrificing his or her life for the cause of the country. So this is the modern concept of hero, that we do not have to kill other people, or we do not have to shed bloods in order to be called hero. So another definition here is that simple acts of serving people are acts of kabayanihan, and that makes a person bayani at present. So even you and I at present can be a hero. Do you believe that? Yes, even at the person we can all be a hero, like the persons that we deem as heroes. So on the pictures here are our national heroes. So we have here Jose Rizal, Emilio Aguinaldo, Andres Bonifacio, General Luna, Apolinario Mabini, Tantang Sora, and so on and so forth. So these are our national heroes, or heroes who have fought during the for our independence. They have fought during the American, the Spanish, and the Japanese colonization. So these are the heroes that are officially recognized, right, for our nation. However, in the modern times, these are also our heroes, right? Our teacher, the frontliners, our OFW, the police and the armed forces of the Philippines, and so and a lot of people out there who are serving the nations, who are serving other people, and they are called as heroes. So Dr. Rizal, which is the main concept or the main topic of our report, is that he is our country's national hero, and he fought and sacrificed himself for the freedom of our nation. Okay, so Jose Rizal didn't fought by sword, right? So he fought by pen. So he wrote this book, Noli Me Tangere, El Filibusterismo. He had wrote a lot of articles in the La Solidaridad, which was the publications in Spain, as well as he had wrote a lot of poems, a lot of articles, which targets or which reveals the situation of our country back then, and which also reveals the social issues that are being experienced during that era, by which it triggered or angered the Spaniards. So the question now is, why is Jose Rizal deemed as our national hero? So these are the standards by which the American had passed a criteria which made Jose Rizal as the top choice. So first of all, he must be a Filipino, and Jose Rizal is a Filipino. He is already dead, yes. Jose Rizal have already died, no. And number three, he displayed unconditional love for his country. So we can see that throughout the life of Jose Rizal, it can be seen on his writing, on his literature, about how much he loves his country. And then number four, he was a low temper. So yes, Jose Rizal has a low temper. He was so humble enough that instead of fighting with arms, fighting with tempers, he fought by the use of pen. And he has died dramatically. So we do know how did Jose Rizal died, right? So yes, and that made Jose Rizal as the top choice. And aside from that, Jose Rizal is also educated. And with his contribution to the Philippine nationalism, he was able to bring forth or unite the minds of the Filipino people to rise up against the Spaniards. And from Esteban A. de Ocampo, he states that Jose Rizal became a national hero for the Philippines as a reformist who advocated peacefully for liberty rather than violent means. He was the forerunner of Gandhi, and along with Sun Yat-sen and Talgong, the attrition of colonialism was evidence of his work, who made Rizal our foremost national hero. So that is the statement by De Ocampo, which sides by which Jose Rizal was a national hero, because back then there's a lot of struggles, or there's a lot of debates whether which should be the national hero. And this made Jose Rizal, the works of Jose Rizal, his love for the country made him as the top choice. So what was the contribution of Jose Rizal towards nationalism? or towards how we have come to the point wherein we would love our wherein we came to that point wherein the love for our country is more important than any other things. So Rizal awakened the mind and perspective of Filipinos towards nationalism. As more Filipinos read his books, their eyes are open to the truth that they were suffering unspeakable abuses in the hands of the friars, and that made Rizal as the father of Filipino nationalism, which will be explained further by my fellow.
Okay, let's go to the next topic about Filipino nationalisms, patriotic sentiments, and nationalistic ideals in the Philippines in the 19th century. To the next topic about Filipino nationalisms, patriotic sentiment. Ang patriotic sentiment ay ang uh, o sa Tagalog ay patriotismo o ang pagkamakabayan sa pag-ibig ng ating bansa at pinakahalagahan ang mga paniniwala. Okay, the next one is the factor that contribute the development of the Filipino nationalism. The revolution of Europe and Latin America opened the Philippines to international trade. Number two is the rise of the middle class, from which come all the ilustrado elites that soon become the main agitators against the Spanish regime. Three is the bureaucratic, centralized government established in Manila had caused widespread discontent in the entire archipelago. Number four is execution of the Gomburza become a spark among the educated ilustrados. Number five is the propaganda movement in 1872 to 1892, called of the assimilation of the Philippines as a province of Spain so that the same laws will be applied in the Philippines and that the inhabitant of the Philippines will experience the same civil liberties in the right as that Spanish citizen. And that's number four, the execution of the compulsory become the spark among the educated clusters. Number five is the propaganda movement in 1972 and 1982, called for assimilation of the Philippines as the province of Spain. The propaganda movement encompassed the activities of the group of Filipinos who called for political reform in their land in the late 19th century. His greatest impact of the development of the Filipino national consciousness, his publication of two novels, No Limitang Heret, Lachminat in the 1986, and El Filibusterismo in the region of Tuig in 1991. Rizal drew on his personal experiences and depicted the condition of Spanish rule in the islands, particularly the abuses of the friars, although the friars in Rizal books, but they were smuggled into the Philippines after they gained a wide readership.
So with there, we now conclude our report on Jose Rizal and Philippine nationalism, Bayani and Kabayanihan. So we can see on our reports that Jose Rizal had a great contribution and impact on Filipino nationalism, and that he had instilled the patriotic values and nationalistic ideas towards the Filipinos through his writings, through his unconditional love for our country. And then we had also discussed there the concept of Bayani back then in the pre-colonial era until the modern definition of Bayani, by which everyone of us can be a Bayani, and we can also draw from the learnings and from the works of Jose Rizal. We can draw learnings, we can draw values and attitudes from there. So with there, we now end our report.
Thank you so much and God bless.